going on, everybody? It's your boy Leo Rydell here from... what channel is this again? Oh yeah, Geekly Goods, guys. Welcome back, and we are here for a review of Selah and the Spades. But before we dive in, guys, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ding that bell if you like content on the latest in movies, TV, a little bit of gaming, and a sprinkle of anime in there as well, you all. Come on back, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's talk about Selah and the Spades, though. Selah and the Spades is about 5 factions who run the underground life of Haldwell School, a prestigious East Coast boarding school. At the head of the most powerful faction, the Spades, sits Selah Summers, walking the fine line between being feared and loved. The movie stars Lovie Simone as Selah, Jarrell Jerome as Maxie, and Celeste O'Connor as Paloma. And it's the directorial debut of Tyresha Poe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but this is her first movie, and I gotta say, really well done in a lot of aspects. I want to start off with what I really liked. I did like our main 3, and I did like that there was some juxtaposition in that. You know, Selah is this perfectionist. She is the tip of the top. She's lovable, she's charming, but at the same time, you do hate her. You kind of struggle in the movie between loving and not liking Selah due to the decisions that she makes throughout the movie so that the Spades can survive. So it's a crazy fine line that she walks between love and hate, as the description said. Paloma, I really liked because she was that delicate balance to what Selah was. Selah was so uptight. Selah was such a perfectionist, and Paloma was very much her balance to that need for perfection. She was very much pressured by her mother. Selah is what I'm talking about. Selah was very pressured by her mother to do perfect in school. I mean, she got a 93 and her mom asked her, where are those other 7 points? I did like Lovie Simone, but wow, Celeste O'Connor, this was a breakthrough hit for her. She's just so chill, like her vibe, her afro, like everything that she emitted into this role was absolutely excellent. She played a great character in Paloma. Really, really, really enjoyed her character. Moving on to the cinematography. Oh my goodness, I loved this shot selection because there was this very awesome mix of still that gave us a little bit of time to breathe with the frame. And there were also these kind of janky shots that ran along with characters and moved along with characters. It honestly felt like 2 different things. You were either in the perspective of the character in the scene, or you were a character on the outside looking in. So I loved that the camera was back and forth. You know, you got a couple scenes where it was actually running with the characters. You had some scenes where it actually was huge and wide and the characters were so small, because what it illustrated is that there is a massive world outside of this high school, outside of this of the 5 factions that they have built up. There's a big, much larger surface to the small problems that they're making larger than they actually are. I know that's a lot to wrap up, so excuse me. But I gotta say, I really enjoyed the cinematography. Like I said, I feel like I was in the lens of a character, so very well done. Music was amazing. The transitions from scene to scene were absolutely exceptional. They actually, I want to say it's called a J-cut. They bled audio under the shot changes, so you would still hear the audio from the previous shot, but the shot would change and it would smoothly transition into the next scene. It was very well done. Some of them were incredibly jarring, but for artistic and great purposes, it really makes you follow along. And now I just want to dive into the world of this high school. I want to say it's Pandale. Now I really want to dive into the world of Haldwell High School because to me it feels like it's got its own lore within it. I mean, it's this world that we're immersed into for this hour and a half that almost feels unescapable, and you feel like you don't want to escape. It's immersive. It's a crazy little world. It's a dive into Gen Z in the high school that they're going through. And oh my goodness, I feel like I'm getting super old watching this movie, but I do think it kind of brings us into the lens of Gen Z a little bit and allows us to kind of see their high school experiences and what they're going through, and just the whole boarding school vibe, and also the factions. Like, this is a very unique situation and where kids of color are leading the high school. Like, generally in boarding school movies, you generally see a formula of mostly white students. The leader is white. The leader of the pack is a white male. Selah is completely different. She is a black female. She's a strong black woman. And that is something that goes against the typical coming of age and boarding school formula that I love about this movie. It's told through the lens of people of color, because there are not nearly enough movies out there depicting leads of color in a boarding school, because let's not forget, they're usually the side character, they're usually the magical Negro. This time, they are our main cast. So I gotta give it to this movie for, seriously, big kudos to this movie for doing that. But let me scoot into some things that I really didn't like about the movie. And I want to say that these could have been improved to make this movie like an 8, a 9, but like the fact that they exist is what skews them over to that 6.5, 7 side for me. The first being, the story is really not tight enough. There are so many different beats in the movie where I feel there's going to be some payoff later on down the line, and there really isn't. I don't want to spoil because I really want you. It kind of feels like the characters are just like, we're kind of just living in this high school. And while I do enjoy that experience and I do enjoy it visually, I think mentally I need a story to follow. I need a payoff. I need some treats. I need some Scooby snacks, man. Like I need a little bit more pieces to this story, and I feel like there were so many beats that were unexplored, how harsh her mother was, and again, I'm getting into spoiler territory, so I don't want to say too much, but I just think story-wise, it wasn't that strong. I think characters, we didn't get a big hike in character for a lot of people from the beginning of to the end of the movie. I kind of feel like, I don't know if it was a message to say that, okay, they're flawed and this is how humans are and this is why they are that way, or if they were really trying to actually create an arc of character and by the end of the movie we're supposed to see it. I didn't really see a big arc of character in anybody. If anything, some characters got a little bit worse towards the end of the movie. So I gotta say, for that reason and those reasons, it really knocks it down for me. And there were a couple parts in the movie where I was visually really tuned in, but I was not feeling the substance of the story, like the shot changes and the awesome transitions and the cool, big, massive shots. But I didn't get to a great arc of character. I didn't really get a consequence for actions. I didn't really get that in the movie. Oh, I don't think I even said this, by the way. The Spades are a drug organization. They're a drug organization. That Selah is the leader. Obviously, Selah, she's selling drugs, so had to throw that in there before I wrap this up. But I gotta say, for Selah and the Spades, really enjoyed the cinematography. Oh, and also very much enjoyed the music selection. The actresses were pretty good. I really enjoyed Celeste O'Connor. Can't wait to see more of her. But the weak story and the kind of lack of substance thereof threw me out of the movie. I need a little bit more. I need some meat with those potatoes. We got a lot of vegetables. We got a lot of tasty seasoned potatoes. But give me the steak as well. Guys, let me know what you thought about Selah and the Spades. And if you haven't seen it, are you going to check it out, guys? Because it is streaming on Amazon Prime. Check it out this Friday, everybody. We will see you next time on Geekly Goods.